We spend more time than any other generation on Facebook, 7 hours per week. 95% of our generation is using it. So Facebook is key and it's king. 7 hours a week. I mean, that's almost a work day that people are spending on Facebook every week. So it makes sense to market to my generation and market through Facebook. They're there a lot.
Hi, everybody. Welcome in to today's masterclass. If this is your first time, my name is Angie. I am a senior advisor here at Proactive Marketing. I'm hosting today's masterclass alongside with the one and only Dr. Layton. How's your day going, Dr. Layton?
Outstanding. How about yours?
It's great. Great. Thank you. So today is going to be a fun topic, in my opinion. I think it's going to be awesome. We're going to be talking about how to market to the Generation X population. So we found that a lot of the targeting that we do when we're marketing for our partners is that we are always targeting Generation X population. And we feel like that's one of the best populations to target just because there's a lot of pros that come with targeting them. And then, once you convert them, that also comes with a lot of benefits too. So today we're going to talk about how to market to this specific population, basically just give you guys some details as to how you can implement a good process to make that an effective marketing campaign. So without further ado, Dr. Layton, go ahead. You have the floor.
How to market to Generation X population. So my age group, my people. So what and who are Generation X? You can see here, Kobe, Jennifer Aniston, Robert Downey Jr. We grew up with, Van Halen and U2 and a lot of good TV, Pearl Jam. So a great era in my opinion. I love our generation. I love what we grew up with. So Generation X, people born between 1965 and 1980, so 42 to 57 years old currently. 65.2 million people, so more than 30% of the American population. If you're going to market, you want to hit a large target market. So 30% of the population, that's a good group to target. We still like to read newspapers, listen to the radio, watch TV. So we still like the old school stuff. We don't stream everything. We stream some of our stuff. We still like to, listen to the radio and listen to a radio station. We don't stream all our music, and we don't do all our newspapers online. We do, we still like some print. We spend more time than any other generation on Facebook, 7 hours per week. 95% of our generation is using it. So Facebook is key and it's king. 7 hours a week. I mean, that's almost a work day that people are spending on Facebook every week. So it makes sense to market to my generation and market through Facebook. They're there a lot. We've seen a lot being sandwiched between the boomers and the millennials. So, the landing on the moon, personal computers, MTV, cell phones, Y2K, internet, Cold War, etc. And we're affected by what we've experienced. We had to, look everything up in encyclopedias and write reports. And because of the kind of stuff that we grew up with, we do tend to do a lot of research. Our generation carries the highest debt load. That's just kind of where we are in our life. So between having a mortgage and paying for our own education and paying for our kids' education, our parents are getting a little bit older, so maybe we have to help support them financially. And as our kids are going off to school and they're playing their sports, we're supporting them. So we're trying to pay for all that and put some money away in retirement. So my generation tends to be a little bit more careful with their money right now. That doesn't mean we don't spend though. Our generation is tech savvy. We saw the beginning with like Atari and Nintendo and when all that stuff was all new, to what people have now with the smartphones and playing games on their phones. My generation is educated. So 35% of the Gen Xers have college degrees versus just 19% of the millennials. So what does that mean? Those college degree people, means they tend to have those corporate jobs. They tend to be higher up on the rungs in the corporate positions. So that means they typically have money and they have benefits that go with those positions. So they have money to afford your services. My generation still appreciates in-person interaction. We will buy stuff online, but we still like to touch it, hold it, smell it. My generation isn't necessarily as much 100% wanting to just buy everything online and you test it, and if you don't like it, send it back. We still want to hold it. We demonstrate brand loyalty. We find something we like, we want to hang on to it. We keep going back for more of it. Vast purchasing power. So we right now are outspending all other generations on housing, clothing, eating out, and entertainment. So we want to take care of the place we live and what's on our back and what we're putting in our bodies. Our generation is very family oriented. Again, a lot of it's because where we are in our life. We have our parents that we're looking out for, and our kids are coming up in age and starting to go off to college or coming through school. So it makes us be financially, fiscally responsible, and we're self-reliant. We're far enough along in our life that we're typically not looking to our parents to hold us up or prop us up anymore. So we've kind of moved on from that and able to take care of ourselves. So what is the profile of a Gen Xer? Financially stable. They're typically at the highest earning years in their profession and reaching the top of their profession. That means they have influence over their household and company decisions. They hold the power positions in organizations. So those Gen Xers are good people to reach out to, because if you're trying to get in with a corporation to do some marketing events, it's a Gen Xer you're going to have to be able to influence to be able to get in there. So we tend to care about security, trust, brand loyalty, relationships. Again, you're looking at a window of basically about 40 years of marketing that we've gone through. So we've seen it all. The TV ads, the print ads, digital ads, direct mail. We've seen it all, experienced it all, and that means it all probably works on us. So all those different formats will work. But we are attracted to authenticity. We want to feel like it's real. So that's how you have to keep in mind how you interact with my age group and how your ads towards them should be. Again, our Gen Xers, we tend to research online. So make sure all the information for your company information and the message that you're putting out there are consistent on all your platforms. So Facebook, Instagram, your own website, make sure everything's congruent. 31% of the total US income is coming from Gen Xers, and we're spending a third more than millennials. So we're pulling more money out of our pockets. If we're pulling more money out, I would rather spend my marketing dollars going after a Gen Xer than a millennial. 72% of Gen Xers are researching businesses online. So they're searching. They want to look you up. They want to see what you're doing and other businesses are doing before they give you their cash. They spend more time on devices per week than millennials, which kind of amazes me. I was kind of shocked by that stat. But 21 hours a week on smartphones, 9 hours on PCs, and 4 hours on tablets. So you're talking 34 hours. So they have managed to fit like basically 4 work days on electronic devices a week. So again, it makes sense too that we see things like TextNet, ReadersNet. But that's a lot of time. So that means if they're in front of those devices, it means a lot of opportunity for your ads to come across their eyes, their vision. So an average 40-something that is tight with their money is kind of a lot of times the conception of what Gen Xer is. I don't necessarily agree with us being tight with our money. It's just where people are in their life right now. They're just more conscientious of what they do with their money before they make any decisions. We're starting to close in on retirement and at the peak of our buying power. So we're starting to look onto that next stage of life and how we're going to get there and what we do with the money that we have. So why market to Gen Xers? Money, we have it. Again, most Gen Xers are at a good point in their profession that they've gotten a lot of the small stuff out of the way. They have some money in the bank. They have their house. They're already started. They've got that nest that they've been nest egg that they've been trying to put together. So we have some money and we can do things with that money. Our priorities are changing and we're looking at our life stage. So we're starting to think about our health and life after retirement. We don't recover the same way we did when we were in our teens and 20s. We want to go out and be the weekend warriors, but a lot of times we pay for it. So, we think more about our health and do we want to do certain things? What's the risk? We think about the injuries and how to avoid the injuries. And if we do, how are we going to recover from it? The Gen Xers, they have positions of power and influence again, because they've been in their job longer, wherever they are, they're that profession. They've been there for a while, so they probably are higher up on the rungs. Brand loyalty, win them over, they refer. So give them something they like, they're going to tell other people. We're a very loyal generation. And so we find something we like, we want other people to know. We want to tell everybody. Look at Facebook, it's covered with it. Easy generation to target. When your generation is sitting 7 hours per week on Facebook, just on Facebook, and that's average. That's a lot. It's really easy to be in front of those people. And my generation, we read our emails. So if you're doing an email campaign, again, we check our email, and so you're going to be able to get to them if you're sitting and doing an email campaign. Again, because of that 7 hours a week, we have that massive presence on Facebook. We're more active on Facebook than all the other platforms combined. So Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, look at any of those other ones. Facebook is king, and that's where we're at. We're more likely to be on a desktop or laptop than millennials or Gen Zs. And again, why does that matter? Because you don't typically see people going through TikTok on a laptop or a desktop computer. You don't see so much of the Instagram. It tends to be things like Facebook, and Facebook is personal. You can be on Facebook on your phone. You can be on the laptop. It's pretty easy. Only 17% of my generation is using mobile as their primary device for online interaction. That number is going to continue to increase over time, though. Just as smartphones get better, websites are more mobile friendly. So make sure yours is mobile friendly. But we still are on computers. And again, searching for products and services that suit our needs. We're starting to change. We want to see, we have knee pain. What are the solutions for knee pain? Who in my area can treat knee pain? We researched. That's what we had to do. We had to do a lot of reports in school and through college, and so that's kind of carried over. So we do a lot of research before we buy. How to market to an attractive Gen Xer. So having that mobile-friendly website, that helps. Work on your SEO, because we search and research. So we look ad nauseum. We're always online. It's really easy to pick up your phone and say, okay, my back hurts. Who am I looking for? Who can help me? And so again, you want to be high up on that SEO, consistent with your information and message on all platforms. Put a thought into your about section. So when you put together your website, you're putting the information about you yourself. You want to come across as authentic. You want to be real. Why did you get into chiropractic? If you're there for the right reasons, and you put that effort into that about section about you, people will become endeared to that and become endeared to you before they come in the office. So my generation, we appreciate that authenticity. Make sure you have that call to action. My generation can't pass up a deal. That BOGO type thing, people can't skip it. They see it, they see a discount, they see 10 to 15%, they bite. Like a big bass fish, they can't pass it up. They're gonna bite on it. Again, time deals help increase the conversion rate. So it's a limited time offer. There's only so many vouchers there. It's going to be done in a week. Whatever it is, all those things help increase the conversion rate, because again, my generation bites on that. We're like, oh my gosh, it's going to go away, and we don't want to miss out. We never want to miss out. So again, being in front of a Gen Xer, you're going to post regularly. You want to get reviews from them, because again, they're loyal. They'll give you reviews. They love you, and make sure you respond to the reviews. So use Facebook. Facebook being huge. You're going to get your reviews through Facebook, have reviews online, but that 7 hours a week that they're sitting in front of Facebook is pretty easy to capture their attention. My generation, again, we still respond to direct mail, so a postcard is cheaper than sending a letter. But something that has your URL, something that has your phone number, something so you can capture their attention. It needs to have some pop or emails. Again, we check our email. We're checking it regularly. If they're sitting at a computer for work, they're going to bounce in and out of their own email throughout the day. So send an email that gets their attention. Highly visual emails or short videos. We love videos, especially the short ones. It's easy. We've got time. Testimonials, those are super effective. And again, because that personalization is appreciated. So if you're going to send out an email, instead of just sending out the email where it's just random and it just says whoever, if it has their name and it shows up in like Dear Bob or Dear Jane, whatever, that personalization goes that extra mile, and my generation appreciates that. We jump all over that. We love video marketing, especially on Facebook. And again, if we see something on Facebook, we're very likely to share it. So again, whatever you're putting out there, we're going to help get it across to other people for you. The pop-up email capture form to join a newsletter. So if you have something on your website and you do a newsletter, having that pop up to be able to get their email so they can start accepting your newsletter. and then allowing for that online scheduling or a button to call the office. Normally the office phone number is underlined and they go to look at your website, especially on a phone. It's going to be easy for them to call the office. But having that online scheduling button is also really easy, whether you use your own, you have something that's built into your website, or you're using something like that so they can get scheduled. Big thing with a Gen Xer, don't be too salesy. We don't want a car salesman. We're okay with sales and somebody showing us the value in something, but we don't want somebody who's overly salesy. So how do you keep that Gen Xer once you've got them? Again, my generation, very loyal. We love to be repeat customers. We shop at the same places. We go to the same haunts. We go back to the same places over and over and over. Give us good care, good customer service. We'll be back. So, we always say, provide a patient experience that exceeds expectations, and they're going to want to come back to that. So that great customer service experience is essential. Make sure you provide value. If patients see that, on that first visit, this is a $350 visit and they're getting it for whatever the dollar amount is, you're doing a $49 voucher or something like that. They see the value in that. They see the value, they know they got a deal and they appreciate it. That doesn't prevent them paying what they need to pay for the care after that. Be ready for questions. Again, we do a lot of research and we want to know the what, the why, the how. So we're going to ask a lot of questions before we purchase, more than any other generation currently. Probably that's partly where we are life stage wise. You've got dollars in the bank, but you have a lot of responsibilities around you. So we want a lot of questions answered before we take that next step and dip our toe in the water. Keep engaging them with the Facebook posts and emails, newsletters. Again, we eat the digital stuff up, so especially the Facebook. Take us down memory lane. We have a very nostalgic generation. We love our past. We're very endeared to our past. We love when times were simpler. We enjoy that, being able to tell our kids how we, sat out in the backyard and drank out of the garden hose when we got hot outside, or everybody was outside playing baseball together, all the neighborhood kids, and it wasn't that you had to call and see if you could set up a play date. Things were a little bit different back then. So we appreciate where we came from, but we appreciate where we're at now. That mobile-friendly website, it's essential. Again, if 17% of us are using the phone as our primary source of online activity, that number is only going to continue to increase. So that mobile-friendly website is essential. And if they have a good experience, they're more likely to tell other people to go there, and they'll send the link actually for you. 45.8 million Gen Xers are consuming digital videos. So again, a nice short little video makes it really easy to attract people that are in my generation. My generation, we're starting to show the signs of aging. We're starting to get a little bit of crow's feet or, laugh lines, a little bit of, salt and pepper hair, things like that. So you give them that little bit of an ego boost, it tends to go a long way. Oh, I noticed you lost a few pounds, or, oh, did you just get your hair done? Little things like that. Oh, I can tell you've been going to the gym. People appreciate that. And especially for the Gen Xers, because where we are in life, we're not 18 anymore, but we're not in our 60s. We want to be able to go back to what we were, or at least remember what we were. So that little bit of personal touch goes a long way. Once they're hooked, they tend to stay engaged. So, if you've got where they're on your Facebook page and they're seeing their stuff regularly, they're going to stay engaged. Our generation, again, it goes back to that loyalty. They're going to, once they're there and you give them something they want and they're happy, they're going to stay. So a lot of it is just making that personal connection.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Layton, for the presentation. So I just wanted to reiterate, it's very important to make sure that your Facebook pages and any information online about you is accurate, because it's growing digital media presence in this generation. So it's really good to provide them that clarity and that certainty that a lot of the Generation X population looks for. And then also, getting the reviews, just practicing good habits of running a business. Always direct mail. I know direct mail works well too. I think, Dr. Layton, did you do any direct mail for your practice?
I love doing the postcards when I do a reactivation campaign. Those always do really well.
Good. Yeah, exactly. So I also wanted to ask, kind of leads me into my question. Out of the few sources that you were saying to kind of like maximize in when it comes to targeting Generation X patients? What kind of has been the most effective for your practice?
It's a no-brainer. The Facebook ads with proactive.
Good. Yeah, exactly. And I know Facebook ads are good. I mean, um, I have, family members that are within the Generation X population and they are on Facebook. I see it first-handedly. I feel like a lot of people are on Facebook, and it's really good to not only, again, have a really good, clear social media presence, but maximize on that Facebook. And then obviously, going with a good marketing company to help you guys out in doing that. I know coming from the marketing aspect, we do target Gen X quite a lot, if not all the time, if not always, and it's almost all the time. So it's definitely an arena to not, fall short in. And then this is more of a question out of curiosity. You seem to like address a lot of the presentation as we, including yourself. What's kind of like your favorite thing about being like a part of that Gen X community? What's your favorite thing?
I mean, where I'm at in life right now, where I am with my family. I mean, I've got a daughter who just graduated high school, so that means I'll have 2 in college this fall. I've got 1 in high school. So, being a dad, my kids are getting older, where I am with being able to relate to my parents. But also the memories that I have. I grew up, Michael Jordan was like one of my heroes. So getting to watch, 6 championships in Chicago. The concerts that I've seen, U2, Van Halen, oh my gosh, Pearl Jam, on down the line, all the different concerts I've seen. As I grew up in an unbelievable era, and I still remember, I think it would have been about 1981, 82, my dad coming home with Pac-Man for the Atari, and like it was a big deal.
Nice.
He paid like $50 for the game, which back then that was a ton of money. And so we were like the first kids on the block getting to play Pac-Man. So watching that the video game era, how that has just blown up. And then the first movie that I ever remember seeing was Star Wars. I saw it on a big screen at a drive-in, and I was hooked.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. It's beautiful. And interestingly enough, it seems like a lot of the things that were, very popular back in that era are starting to make a comeback currently now. It's like, and this is speaking from, somebody who likes to follow like fashion, social media trends. A lot of the trends that are coming nowadays are coming from that era. So I can't even imagine like how things were like back in the day, considering that they're starting to make a recome now. And then like I also watch like the show Stranger Things.
Yes.
Yeah, Stranger Things is based in like the 80s and stuff like that. So it's really interesting to see how things were looking like and how people were dressed, like the things that they were saying. It's like an 80s based show with kids and stuff on it. So I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, if anybody wants to share their favorite thing about being from their generation, please drop a comment down below. And if you have any questions just regarding the marketing when it comes to targeting this population, you can also drop a question there. We have our team here to help you guys out with anything that you guys need. As always, Dr. Layton, thank you so much for the amazing presentation. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, you too. Have a great birthday.
Thank you.